Today, we're going to break down the fundamental principles of the visa application process. These are the core rules that are so often misunderstood, and they can lead to some really severe and long-lasting consequences for applicants.
Now, this might sound a little backward, right? So many applicants focus all their energy on getting that perfect stack of paperwork, thinking that's the whole game. But the reality, when you look at the official data and guidelines, is completely different.
You see, the biggest risk you face in any visa application isn't a missing paper, it's a broken rule. And violating these principles, whether you know about them or not, can create a negative record that follows you for years, sometimes even across different countries' immigration systems.
Okay, before we dive in, a quick but important note. This overview is for educational purposes. It is not legal or immigration advice. All the information we're covering is based on official guidelines and is current as of 2026.
So let's start with the single biggest misunderstanding that really undermines countless applications, and that's the belief that being eligible for a visa somehow entitles you to one.
The lie that so many people believe is this: if I meet the requirements, I will get the visa. That is just not correct. You have to understand that a visa is a form of permission. It's not a right. Embassies don't just approve applications that check all the boxes. They approve individuals they see as low risk. And your documents? Their main job is to prove your credibility. Credibility, that is the real measure of your application. It's simply the quality of being trustworthy. Every single document you hand over, every statement you make, it all has to be consistent, factual, and something they can verify. Your paperwork isn't just proof you qualify, it's evidence that you're reliable.
So, let's look at these specific conditions you're actually being tested on. These are the rules you agree to follow automatically the second you submit your application.
When you apply for that visa, you're entering into what is essentially a formal agreement. You are legally bound by the purpose of travel you stated, the length of stay they approve, and the specific limits on what you can do, like working or studying. These aren't just suggestions, they are binding conditions.
Now, if you break these rules, the consequences might not be immediate. But you have to remember, immigration databases are built for long-term record keeping. Every violation gets logged, creating a history that can just sit there quietly and then pop up years later, usually when you're making a much more important application.
Okay, now we need to talk about the most serious violation in any immigration process. Understanding this is absolutely critical if you want to protect your future eligibility. Misrepresentation. What is it? It's the act of providing false or misleading information. This includes, of course, direct lying, but it also means strategically hiding important facts or submitting any document at all that doesn't reflect reality.
And this isn't just about big, elaborate fabrications. It includes things that some applicants might think were small, like editing a bank statement, providing a letter for a job that doesn't really exist, not disclosing a previous visa refusal from any country, or adjusting your travel history.
The consequence for misrepresentation isn't just getting your visa refused. It often leads to a formal finding against you that can result in a long-term or even a permanent ban from entering the country. And what's really critical to understand is that this can be discovered and applied even after a visa has already been approved and used. So, given how high the stakes are, let's outline a very clear protocol for you to follow. This is how you maintain your credibility and protect your eligibility for the long haul.
This is the guiding principle. You have to remember this. Consular officers don't expect every applicant to be perfect. They just don't. But what they do expect is for every applicant to be honest. A truthful application, even if it has some weak spots, is always safer than a strong-looking application that's built on lies. Because at the end of the day, trust is what the decision is based on.
So just follow these 4 rules. First, never submit a single document or piece of information that you can't fully explain and defend if asked. Second, make sure every detail is consistent across all your forms and documents. Third, get your information from official government and embassy websites, not from social media or forums. And finally, number 4, if you are ever unsure about something, choose to be honest. Don't try to be clever.
And please, remember this final point. Every piece of information you provide becomes a permanent part of your immigration history. That record cannot be erased. There is no reset button. Your actions today will have a direct impact on your opportunities tomorrow.
So to wrap this up, it's really helpful to think of these rules in a different way. They aren't traps designed to make you fail, they are filters, designed to identify credible, low-risk people. Understanding and respecting the system is really the only effective way to navigate it successfully.
And that concludes our educational overview on visa credibility and rules.
Just a reminder, this is not legal advice and this information is current as of 2026. For any specific application you're making, you should always consult the official government sources.